Hi everybody, Alex Deploy here from Expert Forex, and I haven't made a video for a long time, and this is quite an exciting one. We are introducing a new EA, and I'll give you a lot more detail about that particular EA. At the moment I'm in Portugal. I'm doing this off my laptop, not great lighting and that type of thing, so I'm just recording my voice. We've been to South Africa, England and Scotland, and now we are in Portugal. We've been to Porto and we are now in Lisbon, so traveling around quite a bit and on our way to Greece. That will be about a 10-week holiday in total. So let's get into this simple Forex strategy. It's a set and forget strategy. It's got very simple and straightforward rules, and it generates huge income. Also, it has been tested for a considerable amount of time. So let's have a look at this in more detail. Firstly, it's a powerful random trading strategy. Now, random means no matter which way the price moves, you will make money. Direction does not matter. Now, that is a very uneasy concept for many traders who have been taught that if the moving average crosses there, or this indicator does this and all that, then it is a buy or sell signal. We're basically saying direction doesn't matter. So it goes contrary to a lot of traders' training. So before I get into the trading rules that we're talking about, I just want to show you some results that have come out of this strategy. Here's one where we started with $10,000. We've made traded it up to an equity of $118,000 over a period of, I think it was 290 days. So pretty robust EA. You can see the floating profit is quite low at the moment, and there you can see the drawdown profile of this EA. It has a couple of big drawdowns, so you do need to be careful when trading this particular strategy, but it's easy to adjust risk, and I'll show you how. And then the other aspect of this is that there are the open trades, and you can see there's a bit of hedging that happens here. There are 2 sells and 1 buy happening here, so the hedging makes it a much safer robot. And here's another example, more conservatively traded. You can see the drawdowns are actually very, very low. 24,000 is the equity. I think it's over slightly less of a period, but again, you can see the open trades, and they pretty recent, and you can see here that there are 2 sells and 1 buy, so it hedges pretty quickly, and hence that low drawdown profile that we see there. So those are the kind of results that we have experienced over a long period of testing. And let's go through the trading rules of this trading strategy. And rule number 1 is enter trade in any direction with a target of, let's say, 20 pips, and with a small lot size of, let's say, 0.01. So that's basically, I don't even have to give those examples, but you basically enter trade in any direction and you give it a target, and we'll see the settings of the EA require that to happen. Then the next rule is, if the trade is successful, repeat the transaction with the same direction, lot sizing and target. Very easy rules. But if the trade is not successful, you need to do 2 things. First thing is to hedge the first trade with the same lot sizing and target. If the first trade was a sell, you would be buying now, or if the first trade was a buy, you would be selling now. That's the first action. And then the second action is to open another trade in the same direction as the first trade, but you double the lot sizing and you double the target size. So you do 2 things, double the lot sizing and you double the target size. So if the target was 20 to start with, suddenly the target becomes 40. And then you continue to apply the same trading rules to both the buy leg and the sell leg. Very easy. Now, when do you close the trades? That's the next question. You close all the deals when the total of the open deals and the cashed in deals since you've started at a 0 level has reached your basket profit. Now, that's a mouthful, and I need to explain that in a little bit more detail. When you have a whole lot of open deals, you've got a couple of buys, you've got a couple of sells, and they're all going all over the place, they will sooner or later reach what we call a basket profits, and that's an entry that you actually put in the EA, and at that point the EA will close all the deals and you'll start with zero. So it's pretty nice, you just start with zero. So let's go on. So those are the trading rules number 5. Let's see, and going back to our previous example here, you can actually see how that has been applied. So the target size for these transactions, as you can see for those two cells, is 10 because it's 30 to 23. Now the next target size will be 20, and it will then open another cell at 20. Then we have a buy that has been opened quite recently to offset the initial one. So now you can see lot sizing 0.1, and the lot sizing is the same as for the buy is the same. So that's how that works. That's an example of that. And now let's have a look at the actual EA. It is the most simple EA you can get. Basically, it just says, tell me your initial target level. And in this case, it was 10. Then you say your initial target scaling. In other words, how much do you want to increase your target level when you've reached a negative phase, and that is 200%. So the next target will become 20, and the next target after that will become 40, and the next one after that 80. So that's how that target scaling works. Then you have lot sizing, and in this case it was 0.3, and the scaling in this case was 202. So the next transaction would become 0.6, and the next transaction would become 1.2, and so on. And then when do you want to close the basket? And the basket here is $80. This is a dollar amount. So when you are $80 up, when all your open deals and the closed deals that have occurred since the trading started equals 80, that's when the EA will close all the deals and start again with a zero starting point, but you will have the accumulated profits in your account. And then you can scale for indexes, some of the metals, and crypto might need the auto scaling feature. That's just an automatic thing if you are trading instruments that are non-forex. And then obviously all EAs have a magic number, which is actually, I think it's today's date or pretty close to it. Okay, so we're trying to keep this EA as simple as possible. Can you see there's only really 5 inputs that you have to give, and those inputs, the inputs that you see on your screen are pretty standard, except for, I would say, the 03. You must probably start with 01 to be safe there, but this 03 is the one that really pushed that one account really into very high levels. So this is a high risk strategy. I don't pretend this to be the be all and end all of all strategies. This is a high risk strategy and can either double your account or wipe it out very quickly. And it will wipe it out if you misuse it, if you start taking chances, if you haven't tested it, if you haven't used the right currency, and so on and so on. So stay away if you have not tested it and experienced great results, or you are a control freak, because the first thing you'll say, I want to control the first entry. I want an indicator that will tell me what the first entry will be. No, mate, you're not going to get that. This is a random EA. When you plug the EA, it will decide for you whether it is a buy or sell, and how it decides that it's on a totally random basis. Spins a coin, heads buy, tails you sell. So that's why I say if you're a control freak, stay away from this EA. Use it in sideways, low volatility currencies. Very important. You saw both examples there. They use the euro yen, which is the lowest volatility currency at the moment. There are others that you can use. Make sure that the spreads are under control. So this can be used on other currencies, high volatility currencies. You have to increase the target sizes for those particular instruments and be conservative with your lot sizing. Now, as you've seen, this simple random trader is a set and forget robot and will be launched in the next 2 weeks as part of our simple range of trading robots, which all require minimal settings. Really, this particular one only requires 5 settings. No further details can be provided at this stage, so please do not ask for anything like the pricing or anything like that. Nothing like that has been determined yet. And so please watch your emails and any of our new YouTube videos for more news. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this video and seen the amazing results that can be achieved by using these simple trading rules that I've laid out in the video. So from me, Alex Deploy, cheerio.